Yo, what's up, and welcome back. Today I'll be talking about Mr. Bold and Bankrupt. I've been following him for many years, and he has been talking about how he's going to stop doing these former Soviet Union videos. And a few months ago, he finally did. And this is what I'm checking out. So without further ado, let's first of all look at this video right here.
And just down there is the bridge I will walk across in a minute and leave Russia for the last time. A journey that began for me with my teacher Anna from Tomsk 30 years ago comes to an end now. And I feel it's like the right time. I've done all I'm ever going to do in the former USSR. I mean, I've seen spaceships and I've had adventures and been in a Soviet prison. So there's not much more I can achieve. But before I leave, I want to tell you about my friend James in England. James runs my local gym. He's a good lad and a smart lad, and he's also a football fanatic, loves football, follows his team. And before the World Cup in Russia in 2018, I said to James, mate, are you going to go to the World Cup? It'll be awesome. And he went, oh, you're having a laugh, aren't you? I don't want to get my head kicked in by Russian hooligans. I don't want to go to a World Cup if I can't wear my England shirt with pride for fear of being attacked. And I said, James, what are you talking about? You've been reading the Daily Mail too much. There's more chance of a Russian asking you for a selfie than there is for one kicking your head in for no reason. But he wasn't having it, and he didn't go to the World Cup. But it made me think that if he, an intelligent guy like James, had that opinion, hello James, by the way, if he had that idea of Russia, then God knows how many people around the world had a similar idea.
Yeah. I would also tend to think so that most people, especially from the West, they tend to have this kind of the idea of other countries or other areas in the world. Driven by this, they get their main information from, as he said, the Daily Mail, these kind of newspapers, news, TV stations, but they don't actually get and obviously, these kind of media stations, they have I always say this, you can check my other videos. This is something that I say consistently, is that they have an agenda to drive. And it's all over. It's in the radio stations, it's in the newspapers, it's in the TV stations, it's in their online publications. They have a certain kind of image, or there's a certain way that they want their citizens to see the outside world, which I think is kind of it's not right, and it gives people a wrong idea about other places. As I talk about Africa, how Africa is viewed by other people in other areas, there's always this disconnect between what is actually on the ground and what they see. Because what they see is what the media stations there want them to see. It's very different from what is actually happening on the ground. So that is why I like this guy's videos, because he goes out of his way to show the normal things apart from the politics and all these things that hit the things that gets to hit the headlines. He moves past that and just goes to the normal villages, see how people are interacting, and yeah. So he's very right on that point.
Similar misconceptions about the people here and in other former Soviet states. And so when I started my YouTube channel, it was fundamental to me that I came here and showed people and tried to change some preconceptions about the region. And I hope that over the course of the last, 100 videos or 150 videos, however many I've made in the former Soviet Union, that I've managed to change your perception a little bit. And despite recent events, that you don't judge the people of the region by the actions of their governments. That's up to you. But it's been an amazing journey. But let's now leave Russia and head over to Estonia.
Oh. And I love how he's doing this. I love how it's his last video doing these Soviet themed videos. But as you can see, he's not making a very big deal out of it. Even the thumbnail from the video itself, when you check the video, the original video itself, I'll leave it in the description. You'll see he's not trying to have this, catchy clickbait thumbnail that is just, as he said, misinformation. It's just there are so many travel vloggers who do these kinds of videos, and they normally have this kind of catchy thumbnail, and just, you can see they are trying to sell something else. They are not trying to show what is actually there on there, or their natural interaction with the local people. They have this kind of thing that they are cooking up to sell. Yeah, you see the difference. Even when he's speaking, you can see he has not edited the way most YouTubers do. They edit this gap between their words so that they are speaking very fast, so that they don't lose their viewers. Which I think, on one side, if you're just chasing your views and likes and all that, you'll get it. But it also loses, especially if you're a travel vlogger. It misses that taste of being natural. It seems like something you are just, But this one is unedited. He's just filming himself. He doesn't have a director or anyone directing him. So I like this style, and that's why. I think his videos, the way he shows these former Soviet nations, you can see, you get immersed in this kind of. He's doing, as I said, it's natural. There's no agenda being driven, or there's nothing being cooked up to be sold. He's just recording for you to see and you have the natural feel of this. As I said, even in his speech, he's not rushing, he's not reducing the gaps, so that he's, it's actually good work that he has been doing.
Спасибо, русский народ. Вы были охуенно. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. It's over.
Aww.
The last ever Soviet film. Excuse me, I picked up a chest infection in a Siberian prison cell. I'll tell you that story another time. But yeah, this really is it. No more Soviet videos. I want to thank all of you for watching, and all the people who appeared in all the videos and made them so enjoyable to make. It's been the greatest adventure of my life.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I don't know. What else can I say? I didn't realise this would be the last video. I didn't know I'd be thrown in a bloody prison and kicked out of the country. So I don't have a big speech planned. I should say something wise and emotional, but I don't know. I'm not very good at that. I suppose my final words to you guys shall be... Dozviduli I slava SSSR.
Okay, and there's one thing I'd like to say. As much as I was saying about selling something, okay, it would be, it would be just, partial to say that he was not having something to sell. Of course, he has an agenda, as he has said. His agenda was to beat this misinformation that is spread in the West about Russia or the former Soviet countries. But I think he was doing it so well that, and also, not doing it so well, but it didn't appear that it is his main thing, that he has gone there to prop up this, socialist agenda. No. What he was doing was, even without him saying it, yes, we can see there's something he's trying to drive, but it's kind of positive that he's not, trying to show us, like, you see Russia, what do you think? What do you think about this? Yeah, he's not doing that. And that is the one thing that is unique about his videos. Yes, you can see he has an agenda that he's putting forward, but he's not kind of like pushing it. There's this thing about some people make some videos to push an agenda, and you can see they are really unrelenting on it, and they are. But I liked his videos, even when it is controversial, because as I understand, because this is one YouTuber that I follow on his online whatevers, and I could see that there was a lot of negative comments coming in from even his own country, uh, even from YouTube itself. He said that YouTube were giving him some disclaimers, but I think I think what he was doing was good. It got to open up because there's no much content about these countries or Russia or this in the internet. When you try to search for it, even for those vloggers from those countries themselves, they don't, the kind of content they are doing, they are just doing about what's going on. They are doing this just youthful things. They're trending videos. They are not giving us these deep and giving us an explanation of or some of this, because just from watching his videos, I can say I got to learn a lot more than I learned in history about Russia and the USSR. But anyway, let me finish this video.
This video has not got off to the best start. Stranded on the bloody border of Kalmykia.
Сейчас я покажу, как русские
Gopniks. Oh, I remember this video. This was actually emotional. And this is another thing that is unique about this guy is when he makes, I remember he went to this guy once, and then I think he got back to his country. He started gathering some money, and then he took to this guy. And one thing I must say is how his humble approach, because most people who do this, who give to charity and just show it on YouTube, they normally they even put it in the thumbnail, showing the guy giving some poor person some money, and it's it's clickbait. It's meant for you to see that and catch your emotions so that you can click on it. But I like how he did this, because I remember even in this video, he didn't show how much he gave to the guy. He didn't even show the cash to the camera. He just gave the guy without saying how much it is, without explaining too much. And there are some people who source a lot of they use that emotional interaction just to sell themselves and get more likes and get more following. But in fact, he talked about that, and he said he doesn't want to do that. And that is one thing that even makes you watching some of these videos, you can just go with you can see that this guy is not just using these poor people for clout, because that is one thing that I hate to see myself about some of these travel vloggers. They go to some country, and then you can see they are basically abusing the locals. They are just humiliating them so that they can get more views, which I don't think it is in bad taste, and it's just disgusting. So I liked what he did. He didn't go much for the views, like for the content, because this is what we talk about quality content. He's not trying to influence the situation, nor is he using some of these emotional interactions just to to prop up his videos.
Here on the shores of the Baltic Sea, a little piece of the Soviet Union still remains. Смотри куда! Смотри куда! Sergey! Sergey, куда? Sergey! Olks. This is from this one small village. Look who died in the war. Adrashenka. What's that?
Wow.
It's a Caspian Sea.
Wow, he even showed us this beast. Oh, I like this guy.
Monster. That's how you start a car in Pakistan, with a Soviet spoon. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Johnny, have you pulled?
Ah, wow! This was one of my most favorite videos. The one they went with this guy. I believe his name is Johnny. Yeah, they went to some village to seek brides. I know it was a big joke, but anyway, it was hilarious, and it's anyway, it adds some spice to the video. Yeah.
Johnny Nashon, this is how you have to travel through a Soviet exclave on a Soviet motorcycle. Pink sausages. We've got our brown bread.
Они злые здесь, все наглые.
You're not Narodny. You're too posh for Narodny. I'm Narodny. I call them mushrooms. Oh, me! Me, you scared me. There's a man taking a shit. My bum.
Oh, and this chick, I think, yeah, her name is Aline Chick. I think I would like to check out some of these guys who have been featured in his videos to see what they are all about, so that maybe I can see their content. Because I believe what they made or what they helped make was actually good content. So, but anyway, let me finish this.
Mine neither.
It's an actual Soviet spaceship.
Wow, the Buran. He even showed us these things. This is what I'm talking about. This guy had some when he was doing this video. There's some content because I've never seen this thing. I just saw it in those old 80s videos. But just looking at this, and as I have said, you can see his approach to this. He's not just trying to have an eye-catching, thing, because I believe if it was another vlogger doing the same kind of experience, going to search for the Buran, he would have made it a very big headline that is that is just clickbait and a very eye-catching thumbnail. But just which I think when you do that, okay, people will click on it and they will watch it and they'll make a lot of comments, but there's something there that have been lost. English is not my first language. I'm not able to express it very, very well, but I think you know what I'm talking about. There's a difference between going this approach that people go to make videos viral. I think there's something that gets lost there. Compared to this, because this is just natural. Even when they were breaking into this hangar, their approach was not to go viral, but anyway, let me finish this.
What great little town, what great lads.
Семечки and beer?
Semishki and beer? Absolutely. Let's go and do it.
Поехали!
We're still in the Soviet Union. I'm going to have a Soviet ice cream. Awesome little adventure. We've seen some mosaics and I've met the Belarusian Jason Statham on the streets.
Wow. Wow, this guy actually looks like Statham.
Minsk. Yes, hello.
I mean, come on. I got too depressed from all that.
This is the guy from Novosibirsk. Yeah, and this is, you can see even when they did this video with this guy, it was, watching it is very different from other vloggers, because it was just, because what many other people do, they go to another country, they hook up with, they link up with another local blogger or vlogger or whoever, and then what they end up doing is like this kind of a scripted thing that ends up in the bad taste. Because even from my own country, I have seen people come from the US, people come from Germany, from France, and they link up with our local vloggers. And then the kind of content they end up making, their documentary or whatever featured video they make, it leaves you with a bad taste after watching it, because you can feel all the fakeness that is. But anyway, let me not up too much.
Svý nastoящий украинский мужчина тогда.
Soviet snail.
Victor, Mindrew, thief. This is the Soviet experience. Oh, je poño. They're trying to get me drunk. Shit beer.
I don't think we can climb any higher than this bolt.
I think the channel needs to stop now, because I'm just gonna it's gonna be downhill from here. So you don't need to watch any more videos. It's never gonna be better than this.
Oh, wow.
Since I was a teenager, I've dreamt of crossing Russia from the Baltic Sea to the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, but anyway, I'll stop there because I can go on and on. I have watched these guys' videos from the time he started doing them in India, going to Cuba. But I think mostly he was going to those countries that were leaning more, or had previously been leaning more towards the ideas of the Soviet Union, such as I saw him go to Cuba, to Bolivia. Even in Africa, he went to Ethiopia, which I think is the only country in Africa that was more inclined toward the Soviet Union. So I think he was just following up on this whole Soviet thing. I think in the whole of the UK, I think this is the only the only British guy who have said Soviet the most amount, the most times. But anyway, we will miss him doing these kind of videos because, as I said, for most of us, we got to see these countries is in another very different image from what is usually portrayed in the popular media. So I've seen him recently. He has done Japan, he has done Syria. The one for Syria, I actually liked it so much because for Syria, there's a restriction about vlogging there. And I have seen a few videos on YouTube. Some of them, they are questionable because they have, as I said, they have this agenda. They are tagging with them every time. They are not giving us the natural feel of the country. Even when they are going to interact with the people, the kind of questions they are asking them, you can see they are driven. They are meant to give a certain outcome of what you think about the whole situation. But I like how this guy does. I hope he'll continue doing more of this and going to more countries, more countries that we don't know about. I wish he could travel throughout China. Because some of these communist countries and socialist countries, we don't know much about them. For example, myself, I'm from Kenya. And as I said, he went to Ethiopia. Ethiopia was leaning more towards that socialist idea. And even up to this day, it's a neighboring country. But if you ask Kenyans, what about Ethiopia and what's going on there? It's somehow a mystery. You know very little about some of these socialist countries. But anyway, I also hope he can travel more throughout Africa because there's a lot of misconception about Africa. I think it's even more than that Russia has over in the West. I think the kind of misinformation that is taken to the West about Africa is over the top. And anyway, even from my videos, I try to insinuate this most of the times, though I try not to hammer it so much so that people don't get this negative attitude that maybe my videos are about, driving this Pan-African thing. But anyway, I wish him all the best. I know he was so under so much pressure to stop doing these videos because even from the comments, even people from his own countries are bashing him for making these kinds of videos, which I find it awkward because the West is always lecturing everyone else in the world about this, freedom of expression and speech. But it's strange how they curtail it themselves in their own countries, how talking freely in their own countries is kind of hard. And you can see it. Anyway, go to my videos. You'll see I talk about these things every time. So let me know what you think about this. I miss this guy. But anyway, leave a comment, hit the like button, and also subscribe so that you can also get to follow my content whenever I put out a video. So until next time, stay safe. Peace. I'm out.